Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, because she is the wild card out of all of this. I mean, she was, along with Kenny, with the racer of the year, or athlete of the year for Grand Slam track on the women's side, and she showed the world something, because she's, again, goes back to how we see the sport, where she had a bronze medal at the Olympics, but I feel like bronze doesn't hold anywhere near the same weight as gold does, and silver. Because again, we're just focusing on the medals and not what happened to get them. So it's just like, how many bronze medalists in the 100 do we remember? You feel me?
I mean,
unless you make us sweeping it. Like if it's an actual race between different nations, how many bronze medalists do you remember?
It's a couple here and there. I mean, you don't ask me, because I can name. I know a lot. I can name a lot of people, but I think for most,
tell you for a lot of years. Off head, when I'm watching it and seeing, it's different.
You'll remember. Yeah.
Do I remember it? From no.
To your point, even just from last year, I actually don't think coming into the top of this year that many people remembered Melissa, or people were saying oh yeah, Melissa won the bronze medal. That's what I think people were kind of doing. She wasn't that name. She wasn't a standout. It was Julien, Sha'Carri, and then Melissa, a little bit after.
All right. So let me ask this then. So with her dominance, which that's the word we would apply. I mean, she lost one race, and that one race was in a 200, and that was to Tamari Davis and Gabby Thomas.
Yep, in Miami.
So, aside from that, I mean, even with that what has Melissa Jefferson-Wooden done for? I mean, what has she accomplished to put her in the is she where she was when the year started? Has she moved up a level? Because I mean, is she only just raised her threat level? Because threat assessment is still a thing.
That's true. That's true. I think based on what she's done, actually, probably arguably with all the people that we've spoken about, Kenny, Sydney, Gabby, I think Melissa might have been the one to really raise her threat level and really raise, of course, her profile. But I think she's now in the conversation of okay, she's an actual gold medal threat. I think she's the one who might have raised her profile that much. Because again, in my opinion, I think entering this year, we gotta almost be honest, where a lot of people forget about Melissa and what she's done. You've done, some really good videos about her career. People forget she's an NCAA indoor champion, that she's a USA champion, that she's, people forget what she's done, even going into this year. So I think her dominance in Grand Slam track, beating out some good names, let me not downplay, but some really good names, and running some of these strong times, people will say, okay, could she actually win gold? That's the question. Could she win gold? And I don't think people were saying that before this season started. That's what I think. But I don't know what you think, if that's accurate.
I agree. I think that's her threat level has risen. And I mean, it's matter of fact, she's at whatever the highest level of threat level is, she's that. However, threat assessment is not the same thing as we're actually being attacked. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Her threat level is up here now, but it's do you actually think that the attack is happening at the moment where it's oh, we got to do something? So it's okay, you lock the doors. You know what I mean? That's where we're at. So because with her, what happened, she's very unique because she was the only person who outclassed fields, but we didn't feel like she was that far outclassing them before she did it. So it's wait, did we get the wrong field? And it's no, she just is better than you thought.
Yeah.
Because you gave me names that I saw on the same plane that were facing off with her, and then when the races were over, it didn't feel like they were on the same plane. No shade, just being honest. Which is why I'm not saying the names, because I don't want people to feel like I'm taking shots. So, but names come to mind. But okay, so now that you move the needle forward, where it's okay, she dominated these fields. The 200 is really the big shocker, because I mean, is it confirmed that she's gonna try to run the 200 this year? Or?
She said she'll run it at USA's. Okay. So
there you go. It's confirmed. So if that's the case, then I mean, well, I'm not sure that the threat level is as high there, but it's at least it ain't red. If it's not red, it's orange.
Yeah,
but that threat level in the 100 is red. That joint is as red as can be. And the real question is, could she outright win? That's the actual question. Could she outright win the world now? Because nobody actually said that last year.
Nobody.
Not that I heard. I mean, I'm sure there were like Melissa super fans. Like, I'm sure there's a few of them out there. But I mean, like, really, did anybody actually believe that till now? So is that true? Is that a real statement that she could outright win it? Like, I go out there, all things open. Y'all ran good races. I just ran better. Is that possible this year?
It's possible. It's possible, but I think being possible doesn't necessarily mean it'll actually happen. I think the thing is, she's a threat, but she has another real threat in Julien Alfred. We just have to be honest, where Julien Alfred is looking just as good, if not better, than Melissa right now. And we need to see, okay, Julien Alfred, like you said, Julien Alfred is A tier. She's already proven, like, she's a gold medalist. And we're not talking about, Melissa was in that race. She lost to Julien Alfred in that race.
Pretty solid.
So like pretty solid. Like,
it wasn't like you were right there.
No, yeah, exactly. So that's her biggest threat right now. And the question is, could she actually take down Julien Alfred when it's all said and done at the World Champs? And in my opinion, she could, but will it actually happen? I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to say that yet.
Well, let me say this part. Take the slams, put them on one end, and what Julien Alfred's season has been on the other. The dominance level has been at least equivalent. Is that fair?
Yeah.
So as a result, like, she don't look like she backing down. She look like she's like, I'm ready to run.
Yeah.
And if y'all want to win anything, you're gonna have to go with me. Like, the pace is gonna be the pace. Either you can keep up or you can't. Yeah. Like, I'm not waiting for you. So, I mean, Sha'Carri right now is in the most unique place out of all of this, because you have to bring her in the conversation because there's no way around it. Sha'Carri, say whatever you want. When you think about her USA's performances, she doesn't need one this year. But look at the past history. 2021, nobody touching you in the 100. 2022, the only reason she's losing is because it was her. They didn't do anything special. She just ran bad, right? Yeah,
that was the year she just ran terrible.
Yeah, but like, nobody did anything special. Like, there was no performances to be like, oh, if Sha'Carri were showing up and being anything close to herself, she would have lost.
Not if she was being close to herself. I was going to say, because that was the year that actually Melissa won the 100 in 2022. The win date.
That even makes the argument even better. That makes it even better. That the woman that we're discussing was the actual champion. So you just assume that, like, if Sha'Carri was showing up like herself, that she would have been right there. But then 2023 happens, and Sha'Carri does what she does again, where it never dominates. Felt at any point like the other people had a chance. They were running for second and third. They were not running for first. Yeah. Like, from the time the gun goes off, maybe those races, you started knowing like, oh, this is over. Because you can be 40, 50 meters in, and Sha'Carri's not all the way in the front yet, but you know it's over.
Yeah.
It's like, you can see how she starts to get up, and it's like, oh, it's over. It's a wrap. So now we get to 2024. She did the same thing again at USA's, where it never felt like they had a chance. Yeah. Like, from round to round, it was like, oh, this is your show. Yeah. And they're all running with you. Yeah, so exactly. Is 2025 the year where that has shifted? We're now, because it feels like they are now running away from the field and everybody else is trying to catch them. That's how it feels. Yeah.
Well, I guess you bring up an interesting thought, because when you think about Sha'Carri now, it changes the dynamics, because, all right, obviously we've been seeing Melissa and Julien at USA's. Melissa won't have to worry about Julien, obviously, and she won't have to worry about Sha'Carri. Hypothetically, I'm going to assume Sha'Carri is probably not going to do a full. Maybe she'll run the 200, but she doesn't have to qualify. So with someone like Sha'Carri, how will then that affect USA's if she's not there? And then could she also be ready? Because we haven't really seen much of her at all. But hypothetically, she can really get things going. Like, I can't put it past Sha'Carri to have that talent. Like, if she is on, she could be on. Like, she's 10-6, world championship gold. So I don't know. That does bring a different dynamic of she doesn't have to be ready till September. So she can really like turn things up when she needs to be. But I don't know. And how will Melissa be able to respond to Sha'Carri running 10-6?
I'm going to right now, when it comes to Sha'Carri, I guess what I'm really saying about her compared to Melissa. Mm-hmm. Melissa has been figuring. Okay, there are two different narratives. Melissa has been learning how to be a pro. That's what she's been doing.
Mm-hmm.
She had more talent than anybody expected her to have. 2022, and then has to figure out how to be a pro between then and now. She's consistently gotten better at it.
Mm-hmm.
Sha'Carri, on the other hand, like when we think about what her journey has been, it's like, I'm better than you.
Mm-hmm.
She started off on, I'm better than you. And the only thing she had to do was keep being better than you. And there are days, weeks, months, whatever, where she's not always operating like she's better than you. Ain't nothing you can actually do to beat me as long as I can show up and be better than you.
Yeah.
That's what she's been. So I don't see anything changing yet on that narrative. The only thing we're hoping for is for Sha'Carri to show up and be better than them.
Yeah.
I don't think I have seen this graph has not shown me anything going like that. I've seen nothing that's been going, in a positive north or upward trend. I have not seen anything. I've only seen where like there's that spot on the scatter plot, like where she's just, I'm here and the field is not with me.
Yeah.
Like I don't meet with the regression line. I'm above it. And then sometimes she joins the field.
Yeah.
Sometimes she decides to come down to them. And then sometimes she goes right back up. That's it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we're dealing with. All I know is she went down to the field early this season. I mean, she didn't look like she was 100% of herself. Again, it is what it is. It's talking about the races that we saw them.
Yeah.
The pro race. She got paid to be there. And then now it's like we're just waiting for her to just go back up. So I'm just going to assume that she'll just be back up when it's time to be up because she has no choice. That's what I'm assuming.
That's fair.
But I believe Melissa's now up there with her, and that's what changed.
Yeah.
She was never. It did because when Melissa gets the bronze last year, I wasn't shocked. It was like somebody had to get the bronze, and she ran a great race for what I thought she was at that time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was, and now I'm starting to see it with like, maybe you got more than what we assessed. So maybe that bronze, to me, I thought it was a good response. Maybe you thought it was a disappointment. You see what I'm saying? Like she running like she was like, nah, I actually thought I could win this thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't think you were going. I'm like, hey, prove me wrong. I'm just going off of the races I see. I see new races.
That's true. No, that's true. I think overall, Melissa this year, she significantly upped her game, where entering 2025, I don't think anyone had her in the conversation of like, oh, you could really win gold. But now she has put herself in that conversation to make it truly, okay, if you win gold, it wouldn't be a surprise. Now, it's going to take a lot to actually do it. But if Melissa wins gold, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. Like I can play out a race like that in my head right now. But again, who knows if it'll actually happen? But I think she, at least based on what we saw with Grand Slam track, in my opinion, she raised her stock the most out of any athlete to say, okay, I'm really a true gold medal contender based on what happened this season so far. That's what I think.
Hey, the threat level is at maximum.
Yeah.
But the attack is on the way.
I'm with it. My name is Anderson from The Final Leg.
And I'm Coach Rob from SCA Track and Field. And thank you for watching this segment from The Finish Line.
If you want to know what's really going on at the high school and college level, be sure to subscribe to Coach Rob Track and Field.
And if you want more content on the best track and field athletes in the world, be sure to subscribe to The Final Leg.